here you have a judge that is presiding over a drug court to try to help people beat their addiction. Nothing that can be more nobler than that. Nothing can be more nobler than that. And then the administrator of the addicts is not only an addict himself using drugs, but he's using poor addict to get his own. Now, then the councilman's done a lot of things that I don't approve of. I don't approve of a lot of things she did. But didn't she have at least a right? Didn't she have at least a right when she first came into that office looking for a job after graduating from drug court? Didn't she have at least the right to a compassionate judge that would say, good, 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 I'm glad you're doing that. Go forward in your life. I hope you're rehabilitated. Didn't she have at least the right to keep that judge from turning her right back into being a drug addict so he could get his pills? I think she did. Taking the drug court, turning it into a farce. And I don't know if this has been brought out, but there's one part I didn't quote in this. He actually took being the councilman to a judicial conference with him. And I think the purpose of that judicial conference was to extol the virtues of the drug court. All the time while he's on drugs. Can't stop anything. When you come to a court, the function of a judge is to make pure this evidence. That's what he's here for. You know, we've got rules and procedures. Make sure that if you're convicted of anything, you're convicted of pure, unadulterated, admissible, perfect evidence. Purity, the purity of our system depends upon this judge or that judge or whatever judge making a ruling that is based upon the law and make sure the integrity of that evidence is pure. And yet, this judge took a drug test, falsified it, and lied about it. Can we have any trust in a system that's run like that? Finally, judges are not monks. We are not cloistered monks. We shouldn't be shut up in a monastery. That's not our lives. But it's close to it. We've got something we call personal integrity. And just because we take off the robe today and put it in our office and go home, we don't leave that robe in our office. We carry it with us all through our personal lives. And the reason we carry it through our personal lives is we must make sure that there is no hint whatsoever of impropriety about what we do or let anything else other than what goes on in this court influence our decisions. How in the world can you expect to have that security when you are going out buying drugs, dealing with the very element that come before you every day? There is no other conclusion that this court can make but that structural error exists in these trials. There is no other conclusion that this court can make this trial judge was operating under incapacity that when there's anything he did subject. And he started that incapacity in 2008. He started that structural era in 2008. And yes, I agree with you greatly what General Price says. 2008, he shouldn't have been on the bench and everything he's done since that time. We're going to have to fight that battle. We're going to fight that battle. This is not in the record, but many of you will remember. At some stage, a couple of months ago, there was an occasion, a newspaper article that I read, and Judge Baumgartner was quoted at that newspaper article. I wish my colleagues had done this, or I wish my colleagues had done something. When I read that, I got annoyed. Now let's be candid about it. When I read that, I got ticked off, folks. I got ticked off. I wish my colleagues had done something. I got ticked off, folks, because I go back to January, or whatever that was in 2008, and there's his colleague, Dr. Conley, saying, hey, Judge Baumgartner, you're an addict. Judge Baumgartner said, yes, I am an addict. Dr. Conley, you need to retire. I need 3 more years. Here's his colleague telling him he's got a drug addiction. You ought to retire. I don't know how many of you watch ESPN, but they got to say, come on, man. That's what I say. Call it fault of my colleagues. Come on, man. And I wonder, I cannot imagine what emotions that not only they are feeling, but what emotions these families that have been involved in this case all these years. I cannot imagine their emotions. It hurts me to think about that. But I'm going to promise you one thing. I'm going to promise you one thing. All of us, deputies, the lawyers, the court staff, Miss Mary, Miss Judy, everybody is going to walk out of here today, and they're going to face tomorrow. And I promise you, with their help, with their assistance, with the same devotion to duty that they've all done, with their help, we're going to once again sail this ship till this ship is anchored, safe and sound.